So are you wondering if it's still a great time to buy a house or whether or not you should paint that room? Well, I'm going to answer all those questions and more on this episode of Ask the Realtor on B101.5. Come on in.
7:10, happy Friday, TGIF. It's First Friday, which means Ginger Walker and the Give Back team live in the studio. Hey, Ginger.
Good morning, sunshine.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so glad to see the sunshine today, even though it's a little chilly outside. Just was talking a little bit ago about it being National Walk to Work Day. Not today.
Not today.
Not today. It's too cold. It's too cold. Thank you. If you want to text in for Ask a Realtor, you can do it right now. 540-899-1015 or 800-685-1015 on the Fletcher Construction Hotline and ask all of your real estate questions. Now, interesting, we want to kick off with this here in just a few minutes. If you're looking for a house, the thing that's going on right now is like there are 95 offers on one house, and you're like, why is this? I can't find a house. That's
true.
what's happening right now.
It's bananas, and I use that word every time I'm here. It is very true. There are so many offers, multiple offers on houses, lines waiting to get in to see them. It's definitely crazy.
So you have an idea as to how they can navigate that a little bit?
I do.
Okay,
Yep.
Very good. So we're going to chat about that. And if you've got questions, we're getting some in on text right now. 540-899-1015. You can just text those in. 7:16. Welcome to Friday. My goodness. Ginger Walker's here for Ask a Realtor. We're getting ready to answer your real estate questions. We've got some good ones coming in, Ginger. Some good questions today.
Woohoo.
Yeah, really good questions. 540-899-1015 if you want to text in on the Fletcher Construction Hotline. And we were just a few moments ago talking about how crazy things are in the market right now. So if you're looking to buy a house, you might be having a really difficult time getting in with an offer that's going to get, because it's a lot of other people are putting in offers too, and it's going very quickly.
So it is very frustrating time to be a buyer, and buyers are finding that they're putting, they're not getting usually the first house that they're putting an offer on, unfortunately. So the first tip I would say is go into the process flexible. So know what you absolutely have to have in a house, be flexible on some of the other things, and be prepared to waive some things that you might not necessarily always think to waive. Like people are waiving home inspections. It's not optimal. It's not something that we always recommend, but depending on the competitiveness of the situation, people are waiving home inspections. Sometimes people are waiving appraisals. It does depend on your financial wherewithal, offering over appraised value, guaranteeing money to the seller. So there's all kinds of different things that you can do to structure an offer. There's other unique things that are our tricks that I'm not going to necessarily share all of them.
Well, yeah, you've got to have some tricks in your briefcase.
We have a few secret sauce things that we put into the mix. But I will say that one thing that might
Do any of them include foot rubs or making you breakfast? Or
hey, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I'm sure AJ would love some tacos.
That would be fun. I'm not going to lie.
And dog treats for Mel's puppies. But
right.
No, but one of the things that I would suggest to doing is working with a realtor who might have, I don't want to say a secret list because there's not really a secret list, but if there's any properties that haven't yet hit the MLS that the realtor might have access to within their brokerage. So they're called pocket listings, and within a brokerage you might know of a listing that's coming up that's not yet actively promoted, and there are rules and regulations. I'll put a caveat on all of that, but there are times where if you're working with an agent that's from a bigger brokerage, they may have access to more properties that haven't hit the market yet.
So we're not calling it a secret list. It sounds very 007, and I like it. I'm not going to lie. But what really that is like listings that are public and listings that are not public, right?
Not public or not public yet. And so I'll give you a good example. We might have a listing that's coming up, but the seller can't leave the property until July, for example, or maybe even August. And so it's too soon to put it on the market, but they want to take advantage of being in the mix. And so they may start to list the property with the agent as a pocket listing where they can talk about it within their own brokerage. They can't publicly promote it or anything like that, but it does give a little bit of extra, in the know, I would say, of a listing that might be coming up that's going to be listed in the MLS, but I might know about it beforehand. So I have maybe a couple listings where my seller's like, I can't move until July, and I base everything based on a VA buyer, and they must take possession within 60 days, and we kind of back out a timeline. So there are some sellers that they might not be on the market yet because of that reason.
Right.
But they're like, Ginger, we want to sell the house and it's crazy now. We want to take advantage of that. So for some buyers, I would just work with your realtor, and if they have the ability to also tap into any homes that they might be able to hear about that aren't on the market yet, that might be something where they can kind of, get in the know before the entire world finds out about it. So,
well, if that sold you on talking to Ginger right there, givebackteam.com is the website. Go there and put in your request to have a chat with Ginger, the private 007 chat. The one that's, I'll meet you at the coffee house, rip this note up in about 10 seconds, it'll self-destruct, blah, blah, blah. That sort of actually answers the next question, and this is a question that you have received recently. Totally makes sense. I love this question. But everything you just said sort of answers that. So someone posed this question to you recently. This is totally makes sense. Why should I hire you if my house is going to sell quickly? If I'm going to put my house out there and it's going to sell and it's going to sell quickly, and why should I hire you if I'm doing that? Also, why should I hire you if I can get to these, listings and make this kind of, woohoo, frivolous offer,
right?
And somebody's going to grab it. I've just got to make enough listings. The answer is...
I feel like I need a drum roll. So it's multifaceted, the answer. And first of all, because I'm awesome. No, I'm just kidding.
There you go. That's how... Hello. Starts with self-confidence right there.
I had to throw that in there.
You got to lead with that.
You got to lead with self-confidence. No, all joking aside. So I'll give you a great example. And I actually just got this question the other day. But right now, because the market is so crazy and people are moving from all over the place, we have people that are moving from Maryland, for example. We have people that might be moving from Richmond. So in the Northern Virginia and Stafford, Fredericksburg, this whole bubble, Spotsylvania, we're all using, for the most part, the Northern Virginia documents. So if we have an agent that comes from out of the area, the documents are all different. So as a seller, if you're not really working with someone who is aware of all of the documents that are coming in, all the contingencies that might be there, the ability to be flexible with that type of part of the deal, that's where you're going to be kind of left a little bit out potentially in not the know of how to best structure the deal for you. In addition, when I talked about, I don't want to say it's a secret list because it's really not. I mean, it's all disclosed and everyone knows, the sellers sign off on allowing it to be that way for the period that it is. But there is an advantage to hiring someone who does have a bigger pool of people.
Right.
So I work for a brokerage. I work for Coldwell Banker Elite. We're based right here in Fredericksburg, Stafford, Spotsy. We're in Gainesville also. So we work for a bigger brokerage, which helps us because now we have a bigger network right there. But I also have a network of military relocation agents and things like that. So working with someone, a realtor who's experienced, who has a big network, is definitely helpful for a seller right now. Even if you put your house on the market by yourself, is it going to sell? Yeah, it's going to sell. If you price it right, or, even if you don't know what to price it at, someone's going to come and give you an offer.
Right.
But the key is what does that offer look like? And it's really critical from contract to close. It's not just the number you go under contract for. It's the entire structure of the deal until you've closed the books on it.
I feel like things are being negotiated now after COVID. More than they ever have before in this industry, because it's like you go into a deal, and these are the things that as a real estate agent you can see very clearly, and you work in this negotiation field all day, every day. So it's like the things that are being negotiated, you might not ever think of those things,
right?
That you can pull that out of the toolbox and be like, okay, we can negotiate this.
Sure.
You would never know about that.
Well, and it's interesting too because we just put 2 listings up on Saturday, and we had an open house. And Melissa did an open house in Alexandria. She had a waiting line of 10 to 15 minutes and over 50 people coming through. So, it was answering the questions on behalf of the seller too, because as a seller, you don't want to give all the information. Like you want the buyer to do their due diligence also, right? So representing yourself is definitely not something I would recommend. But having someone who knows the area, knows the structure of what the deal could look like and all the nuances. I will tell you that in some cases, our clients are not picking quote unquote the highest offer because we've got escalation clauses on top of escalation clauses. But sometimes it's the best deal for the seller. So it's timelines. It's, it is a guarantee maybe over the appraised value. It's whatever it is that's important to the seller. So it's not always the highest number. And don't forget that if an appraisal's still in play, it has to appraise. So having someone who understands the market, has done a lot of listings, who can help your house get appraised should it come into question, that's critical too, knowing where the comps are and how to best position the house as far as appraisals are concerned. Because a lot of people are leaving appraisals in place.
Which is interesting because it's like, again, these little things.
Yeah, there's a lot of details to an offer. It's not just put a house on the market, take a picture of the front, throw a couple pictures up and put it in the MLS. It's not, could it be that easy? The answer is yes. Is that the best thing for the seller? No. Because the seller's going to maybe not maximize what they could walk away with.
If you want to text in your questions, we have a lot of questions coming in. 540-899-1015 on the Fletcher Construction Hotline. Ginger's going to get to these. Also, another great reason to get in with Ginger and the Give Back team. At the end of a deal, I don't know if this is true. I've heard rumors of this. I guess you can clear it up for me if it's not true. But at the end of the deal, do you say something to the, like, I'm going to give you an offer that you can't refuse? Is it I want it. That's what happens in my head. I don't know.
I'm from Jersey.
Okay.
It's true. It's true.
Is there pasta involved? I have a lot of questions. I don't know if you can answer these questions, but
it's a secret.
All right. Great question that just came in. Ginger, what is the longest amount of time that we can do a pocket listing that you're talking about? Are there buyers who are looking even a year out?
So
that's a long time.
Yeah, I wouldn't. So no, I would. Well, the answer is maybe. I would not suggest that because interest rates are going to change in a year. So, if you're looking because you're saying I'm not going to move for a year, I don't think it's wise to do anything at this point other than just keep preparing your home for market. We don't know what the market's going to look like in a year.
Yeah.
We always say if we have a crystal ball, we'd all be really rich. But, interest rates are supposed to stay low, but they probably will where along the way bounce up.
Who knew this market was going to last this long?
Right.
This.
Exactly. Inventory is still, very tight and builders are trying to keep up. And so I do think that that's going to take a little bit of time to kind of, settle down and kind of resolve itself a little bit. But I would say if you're a year out, you're really kind of pretty far out.
Right.
Could you do it? Yes. But in a year, the entire landscape of what interest rates would look like and what a buyer's affordability and buying power could be will change if the interest rates go up.
All right, text in with your questions. 540-899-1015. You like this little Godfather music in the back?
I do.
Can I get some butter with my roll? I don't know.
Forget about it.
Oh, that's fabulous. All right, 540-899-1015 if you're texting in. Robert's in the Rappahannock at Goodwill. Time saver traffic. In the morning, 7:37. Ginger Walker's in the studio for Ask a Realtor. I cannot believe it's the first Friday of the month again. So I can't believe it's April.
I can't believe it's April.
I can't believe it's Easter weekend.
I know. Okay, honestly,
Crazy.
I almost forgot.
I did too. I remembered, I think twice this week, like earlier in the week, and then I totally forgot about it until half of the staff around here was like, hey, by the way, we're not going to be here tomorrow. We'll see you next week. I'm like, what? Wait, what? Oh, it's Easter.
Yes. Yes.
We have so many great questions coming in for you, so I want to get to some of these. If you want to text in for Ginger and your real estate questions, you can do that right now, 540-899-1015 or 800-685-1015. First one is, are major fixer-upper flip houses selling?
Yes, please.
Ooh.
Yes, please.
Okay.
We work with a lot of investors, and we can't find. Just like buyers that want to buy a house, investors can't find investment properties. So, and in part, there's no foreclosures right now. So, because there's no foreclosures, there's less investments, and the less investments, the opportunities aren't really there. So, yes, if you don't want to put money into a house and it's really in need of a lot of work, price it appropriately and sell it. Someone will buy it. And if, depending on what price range it is, and even all kinds of price ranges, we work with buyers that pay cash. So I would say don't wait, put it on the market, because right now it's a short market too. There's not a lot of inventory for investors.
All right, I've got a follow-up question that I got really early this morning that's sort of in that fix it up sort of category. Worthwhile upgrades to making your house before you sell it?
It really depends. So
On your timeline, I'm sure.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I always say that the easiest things to do is paint. Paint changes the face of anything.
It really does.
And just keep it neutral. So,
and it makes it look clean.
Yes, it does. It really does. So paint is your best friend, and it's cheap and it's easy. Unless you're me and you can't really paint in the lines, you have to have some help with that. But
or unless you're me, because I can't stop. Once I've started,
Yes.
and we've got 900 rooms in the house,
You
and
keep
I'm
going.
like, I just keep going. I'm like, ooh, that would look better with a
Yeah.
fresh coat. Ooh, that would look better.
But it's true, though. A fresh coat of paint and a brighter white ceiling, in most cases, makes the house look refreshed and new. And people might not necessarily realize that it's a Formica countertop in your kitchen, for
Right.
example, or cultured marble in the bathroom. But if you are going to do some renovations, touching up the kitchen, depending on the cabinetry, you can paint cabinets white, or there's different things that you can do. But right now, I would say you probably don't need to do a lot because inventory is so short. Price it the way that it should be appropriately priced, and price it so that maybe you can get multiple offers on it and do a little bit better. But don't wait. I would suggest getting it on the market sooner than later.
Yeah, get into this negotiating field
Yes.
that's happening right now.
Yes,
you hate
we
to
need
miss
you.
out. Yeah, you hate to miss out on that. 540-899-1015 if you want to text in. Next question. Ginger, our dream has always been to buy a piece of land and build our own house. How fun. When looking for land, what are the key components to making sure it is going to be able to be built on?
So you do want to do your due diligence period. So you want to work with a realtor that understands what that is, because depending on if it's had soil tests, is it going to be something that most likely is going to need well and septic? So you need to make sure that you have that study period to make sure that the land is able to be used the way that you want to use it. And so you should also go into it with an understanding of what size of a house you want to build, how many bedrooms and bathrooms you want to have on it. That's really kind of the key pieces that I would suggest going into looking for land. And location is always an important thing, but as long as you have a plan of what you want to put on the property, even if it's down the road, 5 years, because you need to do your due diligence now. You don't want to buy a piece of property that you can't use the way you want to.
So don't buy the property when you're like, in 5 years we'll be able to afford the pool, but we
Right.
can't fit the pool. We can't
Right.
build the pool.
Right. Or the pool is going to be where the septic field is. You know what I mean? So you do want to make sure
Yeah.
that the land is usable the way that you want to use it. I do know people who have property not really thinking down the road, and they can't build what they want to on the property. So, it's kind of a sin.
Yeah, that's true. This might be my favorite question of the day that just came in a little bit ago. What do you do if you want to list your house, but the house next door looks like a junkyard? That is such a great question.
And it's unfortunately something that happens.
Yes.
So the first question I would ask is, are you in an HOA? And if so, they might be able to assist you. If you're not, most likely you're not, because if it does look that way and it's looked that way for a while, they would have gotten violations on them at this point. Maybe just have a conversation with them. And I will say,
Are you saying we should talk to our neighbors?
yes,
That's weird.
bring them some cookies.
Why are you being weird? We don't do that.
No, but you could even, I've had this happen too, offer.
Bring them some cookies.
Well, offer, as you're fixing up your exterior,
Yes.
offer to maybe help them fix up theirs. Because the investment that you're making in helping them will definitely help you.
This sounds so good in theory. I'm telling you, everything you're saying right now sounds fabulous. But
Or put up a fence, like a really big one.
ooh, yes.
I'm just kidding.
The attractive feature of this house, we have a privacy fence taller than the house.
Right.
That is what's happening here. Buy now. That's a fabulous question. I mean, unfortunately, you do have to probably end up talking to the neighbor.
Yeah.
And saying, hey.
Could you help me? I'll help you if you help me.
Yes, let's work together on
Yeah.
this somehow. That's that's a great question and a pretty great answer, I have to say. All right, we're getting ready to do some fun things around here. Ginger, I thought you might like this. We're gonna play a fun little game.
Yay!
So that's getting ready to happen. All right, if you want to text in for that, 540-899-1015 or 800-685-1015 on the Fletcher Construction Hotline. Text in your first and last name. We'll be picking three random contestants coming up in just a few minutes for a delicious prize, a taco trio from One More Taco in downtown Fredericksburg. Also, Speaking of negotiating, I'm pretty sure they're going to give you rice and beans or chips and salsa. So,
Yum.
just saying. 540-899-1015 if you want to text in your first and last name. Robert's in the Rappahannock Goodwill Time Saver Traffic Center. The Weekend and Save Your Tears on B101.5. It's D in the morning. I see you texting. We're getting ready to do it right now. Are you ready for a fun little game? Woohoo! Woohoo is right, Robert. I know. La 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 la. Hey, ba 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 da ba ba da 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 da. Also, we just requested Ted to come out of his hole in the back, so he is out of the cave and into the studio.
Well, the door closed behind me and it locked.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
So I kept banging on it and yelling at you guys. And finally, Robert heard me.
Also, my phone was on silent. I'm sorry.
Right.
Oh, always happens at the worst times, doesn't it? All right, so let's do this. We've got a fabulous, delicious prize up for grabs. It is a taco trio from One More Taco in downtown Fredericksburg. If you're texting in here in the last few moments on the Fletcher Construction Hotline, it's 540-899-1015. And we're picking 3 random contestants because the fabulous Ginger Walker is in the studio about to take the boys down for another round in a fun little game.
Woo! Typically, I don't have to even answer when Ginger's here.
Okay, no pressure. My goodness.
It's a day off for us.
That's true. That's very, she gets crazy. All right, so we're going to pick our contestants right now, starting off with, we'll go in order. Team Ted.
Team Ted.
Hey, dun 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 dun, Ted. So the order I'm going, by the way, is my left to right, just so you know. So, that's my order.
Across your radio dial.
Yeah, so it's left to right. So for Team Ted, we're going with this one right here. Oh, he requested Team Ted. Very nice. Ooh.
So I was requested?
Even on a day with Ginger here.
Okay.
Wow, you've been requested. It's Michael F. Michael. Welcome to the show. All right, Michael. Also, I think you could say Mike if you wanted to. That's up to you. It's up to you for speed.
Okay, for speed, I'll say Mike.
All right, fine.
Because Ginger's here. And you don't have speed with Ginger.
You got to get serious when she's here. All right, so there we are for Team Ted. And now for Team Ginger.
Team Ginger.
Hey, bum, 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 Ginger. Exclamation point. All right, for Team Ginger, we're going with this one right here. I'm a nurse and I need tacos.
Ooh.
Wow. How about it for April B? April.
All right, April.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to your month.
Wait, it's April. I have April and April.
It's making all kinds of sense now,
I
isn't
think
it?
so.
Coming together.
Yes.
It really is. And now let's see. That's for Team Ginger. Over to Team Robert.
Team Robert.
Hey, bum 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 bum, Robert. Oh yeah. For Team Robert, we're going with pick me, and we did Susan A. Susan. That's going to be double S, by the way, Susan.
There you go.
That's for Team Robert. All right, contestants and teams are all set up now, so you're going to say your contestant's name as your buzzer.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a theme if you guys are all ready. Here we go.
Okay.
Just because we were talking a lot about this earlier and like remodeling your house and whatnot, it's all about that paint. Oh, yes. So words that start with the letter P. That is the theme today.
Okay.
Words that start with the letter P. Oh, boy. Here we go. Question number 1. Say your contestant's name as your buzzer. The baby dog is called a what?
April.
I heard a papril and a mic.
I was going to say paint. Oh, this is already sideways.
Do we have a papril in the room? I don't. Okay. Mike, I'm going to go with you.
Pup.
A puppy, yes, you got it. Nobody calls it a pup. Who calls it a pup?
Where did you get that?
I call it a pup.
No one calls it a pup.
It's a pup.
It's a puppy. No one says pup. It's like the other day we were talking about crayons. Do you say crayon, crown, or crayon? He grew up saying crayon.
Crayon?
Who says crayon?
What is that?
I stand by my
With
word
pups.
choices.
Pups and crayons. Okay, question number 2 for words that start with P. You meet for a drink at the local blank.
Mike.
Oh, Mike. Wow.
Pub.
It's a pub. Yeah. Yes.
Someone came to play.
Oh, here we go.
Well, you'll make fun of me, so maybe I'm striking back today.
Here we go.
I'm scared.
Wow. You should be.
I am.
He's not normally like this.
Boy, I'm moving away from him.
You won't like me when I'm angry. Okay, here we go. Words that start with the letter P. Question number 3. Attached to the hip, old school way to communicate, at least
April.
one way. April.
Pager.
It's a pager.
Shoot.
Wow, it's getting intense here.
Oh, it is getting intense. Question number 4. Words that start with P. Musically, you would say blank at the disco.
April.
April.
Play?
No. Susan.
Panic.
Panic at the
Oh,
disco.
dang it. Yes, I know that.
Disco.
I got stuck on
Disco.
pager and the fact that I know what that
Thanks for the
is.
memories.
Exactly.
Well, I'm just surprised that Dee didn't give it to you, even though it wasn't right.
I thought
It's
about
just it was anything with P.
She gave you pup.
It's not me, people. It's the judges, okay? Just so you know. Well, you're here just in time because it's time for the win it all question. Here we go. Yes. Oh. She's going to make you an offer you can't refuse. So good luck to Team Ted, Team Ginger, Team Robert. We've got Mike. We've got April. We've got Susan. And some good-looking pasta with sauce on it.
Wow.
All right, here we go. This is the win it all question for words that start with P. You guys ready?
Yep.
Yep.
I get nervous. I try to hear who's... Okay, here we go. All right, words that start with P. You wear them at night or sometimes... Oh, I think I heard April first. I'm pretty sure.
Pajamas.
Yes, that's it.
Well, Ted was going to say PJs, and the judges would have said no.
Right, of course I would
Actually,
have.
I was going to offer pajamas or PJs.
The rest of the question, by the way, was going to be you wear them at night or sometimes to Walmart. That is the... All right, congratulations to April. Yes, April. She just picked up the Taco Trio from One More Taco in downtown Fredericksburg. Fantastic. Enjoy. And by the way, if you want to get in touch with Ginger and the Give Back team, you will not regret it. Ginger, you guys do such great things in our community, raising money for our Children's Hospital and other charities all throughout the year. You give your clients an opportunity to give back with anything they want to give back with, really.
Yep. They pick the charity of their choice after closing, which is amazing. Yep.
That's so nice. And you do such great things in the community. We appreciate it. GiveBackTeam.com is the website. You can check them out at the official Give Back Team on Facebook.
Correct. And Instagram. Yep.
And Instagram. That's right. I always forget you're on Instagram doing fun things. And on YouTube, by the way. She's always got some fun videos over there. So check her out, Ginger Walker and the Give Back Team. Ginger, thank you so much. Have a great Easter weekend.
Thank you, you too.
Wow, that was amazing. We got so many great questions. And you know what? There's even more that you didn't hear on this episode. So if you have additional questions, don't forget to either like or comment on this post and watch other episodes from either the last month or the month coming up, because we have tons of questions coming up for Ask the Realtor segment. Thanks so much for joining, and don't forget, take a look at the next video. I'm sure you'll find more answers to more questions that could help you either buy or sell your house. Take care, everyone.